Okay, which country flag is this? Any guess?
Sir, Germany.
Germany.
Sure?
Yes, sir.
No other guess?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, correct. This is Germany's flag. Uh, what is Germany best known for?
Cars and automotives.
So cars,
Automobiles.
yes, automobiles. Germany is best known for cars and automobiles. Specifically, premium cars, luxury cars.
Yes, sir.
So, so the moment we think about Germany, we think about these premium and luxury cars. We did not think about any other country. So what we are going to learn today is uh, what is the what kind of manufacturers are there over there. Okay, I've shown the picture. See, different car manufacturers are there, Mercedes-Benz, BMW, Audi, all these luxury car manufacturers, everybody is from Germany. So what we're going to learn today is why is it so? Why Germany has achieved that national competitive advantage? Again, that competitive advantage means you're doing something unique than rest of the others. So here the entire nation is doing something unique than compared with the rest of the other countries. That is what our discussion for today. How Germany achieved that national competitive advantage. Well, if we think about it, number one, we say is that they have skilled engineers. Okay, skilled engineering workforce. These car manufacturers are producing luxury cars, which requires a lot of precision, which requires a lot of innovation, which requires a lot of thinking process to come up with the kind of design and all. So if you have the skilled engineers, skilled workforce in the country by default, don't you think it is an added advantage for that country?
Yes, sir.
Apart from this, Germany has wonderful R&D capabilities, research and development centers they have. In fact, the government kind of gives incentives for the companies to invest in this R&D. What they do in this R&D is they will be developing the future models. Not only in terms of cars, but also in terms of technology as well. So actually in Munich, this is one of the research center of BMW, where looks like they're working on aerodynamics. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And then one of the other benefit the Germany has is something called as Autobahn. Okay, Autobahn is nothing but like we call as highways. German highways. But the unique feature of these German highways is if you look at the picture, look at the long stretch. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what the benefit that they have is like they have these highway systems which are 12,000 kilometers long. In that, 40% of the roads do not have any speed limit. So, so whatever these luxury cars at the same time, these are performance related cars. These are, they focus on speed, they focused on, that fastness. So Germany by default have these highway systems where there is no speed limit as well for 40% of their highway. So for a company like BMW or Audi, if at all they're producing these cars, they have these facilities, these highway facilities to test the capabilities of their cars on highway itself directly. That is one of the benefit that they have. And other benefit is, what these BMW, these companies do is they invest a lot in learning. They invest a lot in education. Technical University of Munich, TUM, we call it as. What BMW does is it kind of goes into partnership with the TMU, where BMW donates a lot of money so that the research would be going on. It kind of gives an opportunity for the students to learn about these things. At the same time, whatever research that these students are doing, whatever output that they're getting, it kind of helps BMW to improve their operations as well. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So all these kind of benefits that they have, all these kind of conditions that they have, we call them as factor conditions. That is the first part. That is the first reason we are going to understand why Germany is best known for producing luxury cars. So with this factor conditions, what is happening here is it is kind of giving the global reputation for the German car manufacturers to be that, to show that precision engineering. You have skilled workforce, you're investing a lot on education, you're investing a lot on research. At the same time, you have research facilities, sophisticated research facilities to come up with this precision engineering. Okay, so this is the first part. And then, okay, you have proper facilities, you have skilled workforce, you're investing in R&D and all. This is all fine. But unless and until demand is there from within the country, what is the point of doing all these things? There's no point, right?
Yes, sir.
So now we're looking at the demand conditions, which means we are studying the behavior of the people, behavior of the customers. German customers are, quality conscious. At the same time, they are more demanding. They want more features. Maybe in terms of safety, maybe in terms of speed, maybe in terms of luxury. Okay. Safety, luxury, speed, performance. So German consumers, by default, they are quality conscious. If your customers are quality conscious, don't you think it kind of puts pressure on the companies which operates in that country to come up with these quality products?
Yes, sir.
So that is the reason Germany is best known for coming up with these premium cars. The customers themselves are expecting those premium cars. Number two, the German customers, like I've mentioned, they expect a lot on high safety. So whatever cars that they're producing, they would be of highest safety. This is one of the, global NCAP. This is one of the institute or organization, we can call it as, which focuses on testing the safety features of a car. The kind of, airbags that they require, even if the car is one fourth of the car got, damaged here with it has taken the impact. But if you observe the rest of the part, where people are residing, people are sitting, I mean, travelers are sitting, nothing has happened over there. No structural impact is there from rest of the other part of the car. All of the impact has been taken by this engine compartment. So imagine the kind of safety that these cars have. Apart from the structural strength of a car, they're also expecting these kind of features also. Driver assistance systems, wherein you will be having the cameras and sensors in place in the car. So while you're driving on the highway, if at all, if you fell asleep and the car starts to drift apart to the other side of the road, the sensor would identify this and it will, alert you. Okay, so these kind of features, since the customers are expecting these safety features, companies will come up with the features. Okay,
Yes, sir.
and then these customers also expecting performance cars. Performance cars means these are not our daily day-to-day commute cars. They are better in terms of suspensions, they are better in terms of brakes, they have better aerodynamics so that they can go fast. They have high quality engines or high capacity engines. At the same time, so overall as a package, they're considered more powerful. Okay, the kind of driving experience these cars give is completely unique when we compare with other cars. This is exactly the German consumers are expecting. They want that performance based cars. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so all these things together we call as demand conditions. Demand conditions means what customers are expecting. So because of these kind of demand conditions, what kind of pressure the customers are putting on the company? They're pushing the manufacturers to innovate constantly. Every year, BMW, every year Audi would come up with some or the other new feature. What is the requirement to do that kind of innovation every year? Well, the customers are expecting that. So if the customers are expecting, it kind of puts a pressure on the companies which are operating in that country to push them towards this innovation. Okay. So customers' demand is there. Factor conditions are there. Will the BMW company do everything on its own? Like will it produce, will it manufacture every minute sensor or every minute wire, every minute aspect of the car, all the minute aspects of the car will BMW able to manufacture on its own?
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
Outsource.
Yeah, so it needs some other assistance. It needs a support from,
Supporting industries.
yeah, supporting industry should also be there. That is what we are going to look at now. Related and supporting industries. This Bosch company, it supplies automotive components in terms of electric components or technical physical components to these BMW cars. So in terms of throttle bodies, in terms of oxygen sensors, or maybe NOx sensors, these kind of different minute components which are critical for the car, Bosch company would be supplying. These are also again of highest of quality. Okay. These are also of highest quality. Unless and until every element of the car is of highest quality, we can't call the entire car of premium nature. Yes or no?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Exactly. At the same time, there is this company, Siemens. What it does, it sends it supplies the PLCs to BMW. This PLC is nothing but a computer, right? High-tech computer. What this PLC would do is, while the car manufacturer, while the BMW assembling different parts of the car together, they will be using robots, or not full-fledged robots, at least robot arms would be there. So to control these robot arms, you need these kind of computers. So BMW is focusing on production of the cars, production of the assembly line. Coming up with these computers and all, it is getting help from this company. Okay.
Yes, sir.
The benefit for BMW is the companies which supply these kind of PLCs do exist in that country. They're not outsourcing this from some other country.
So it exists in German country only, sir.
Yeah, it exists in the German country. They have this supporting industries as well.
Hmm.
And then what about the tires? For example, one of the other supporting factor is the tires. Continental, you might have heard about this company, Continental company. This is one of the premium tire manufacturer, one of the most highest quality tires it produces. BMW cars are best known for speed. They are best known for when you are traveling, like we have mentioned, the autobahn, the German highways, where 40% of the highways don't even have speed limits. Don't you think the cars would be clocking 250 kilometers per hour speed? Possibility is there.
Yes, sir.
So if you have the engines which has the capacity to deliver 250 kilometers per hour, you need to have the tires which would stop you in a split second.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Again, in that country, Germany, Continental Tire Manufacturing Company do exist, which produces these kind of high-tech high-tech tires, which would be able to brace the impact of car reducing from 250 to 10 km per hour within split second, within seconds. Okay. So how is it going to happen? They'll be having this rigorous internal testing. At the same time, they also have the long history of that excellence. Since so many years, Continental is associated with BMW.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So all these aspects we'll be calling as related and supporting industry. Again, because of this, what kind of benefit the Germany country has? It has that strong network of supporting industries which are enhancing the car quality. So you're getting quality tires, you're getting quality computers, you're getting quality components. All quality aspects are coming together to give us that one full-fledged quality car. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And then, so this is all fine. So now let's look at what kind of firm structure these companies which exist in Germany have, right? What kind of strategies do they have? At the same time, what kind of competition do they have? Firm strategy in the sense, BMW follow the strategy of differentiation, which means they are coming up with unique products. This uniqueness would be in terms of quality. Again, quality in terms of speed, quality in terms of, can you help me out? Quality in terms of, what
Sorry,
can we call?
features.
Safety features.
Hmm.
Inputs, innovation, R&Ds.
Exactly. Innovative ideas. Right. So the strategy that BMW or these most of the German car manufacturers follow is differentiation strategy. Okay. The kind of structure that they have is this kind of structure. Normal hierarchical structure would be there, like a chief executive will be there, rest of the departments would be there, somebody from HR, and then how should I say, somebody from finance, somebody somebody from marketing. Like this structure is there, but the thing is, the ones who are making decisions, they are from engineering background. So if they are from engineering background rather than just business executives, they are kind of contributing better decisions to improve the car quality. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So most of the car manufacturers have this kind of structure where high level people will be having the engineering background as well. So the decisions which are taken at the high level have the ones who are taking the decisions at the high level, when they have that engineering background, they will be better able to come up with these strategies. Whatever differentiation they are mentioning, whatever unique features they want to come up with, since they have that knowledge, definitely they'll be able to better draft the policies to bring that uniqueness. And then comes the rivalry. Look at the competition that they have in Germany. German luxury car rivalry. So many cars are there. We have Audi, we have BMW, we have Volkswagen, we have Mercedes-Benz, we have Porsche there. So all these cars are focusing on that luxury aspects. All these cars are focusing on that performance aspect. So since all these cars are focusing towards the same goal, don't you think it will require each and individual company to work on their own to outperform each and every other brand?
Yes, sir.
So because of this, again, because of this competition, the innovations are being made, the innovation is being made, it is improving the country's reputation in terms of that the country is coming up with this, unique ideas. The unique ideas are coming because of this severe competition that exists in the country. Okay. Apart from this, there is something else also, which we call as chance factor. Chance factor means, after World War II, Germany was in bits and pieces. They were trying to rebuild their industries. So since that beginning itself, they're focusing on that engineering aspect. Since the beginning itself, they're focusing on that precision aspect. So the situation is they're trying to rebuild the nation. They're trying to rebuild their industries. So they had a chance to come up with the precision cars. They had a chance to come up with those quality cars. At the same time, during this oil crisis, when these environmental trends came into picture, it has pushed the companies to innovate on the fuel efficiency. Volkswagen cars are much more fuel efficient. Again, BMW and all won't be that fuel efficient. It consumes a lot of fuel per kilometer. But again, the kind of performance that they're giving is matched with the fuel that is being consumed. Again, it is focusing on innovation. It pushes the companies to focus on innovation. This is all happening because of some chance, because of some situation that has happened in the history. Okay, so because this is also one of the situation, this is also one of the chance that they have. Global car manufacturers are shifting towards electric vehicles. So this opens a path, this opens a roadway, this opens a path for the companies again to innovate in terms of electric vehicles also. So even Porsche has come up with electric vehicles. Yes, Kushal.
So like this chance factor, is it like an opportunity factor?
Exactly, it's an opportunity thing. They had the opportunity and they have uncashed that opportunity.
Okay, sir.
And then comes and then about the government itself. So what happens is this government, like I've mentioned, they're giving you incentives, like in terms of R&D incentives, vocational training, these kind of incentives government itself is encouraging towards the auto industry. So when the government itself is encouraging, it kind of gives an incentive for the companies to work towards these aspects. So now the companies would be working towards coming up with these cars which are much more environmental friendly. It is pushing the companies to innovate more. So that sustainability would be there in the long term. Okay, so the government policies are also pushing the companies which exist in Germany to come up with these aspects. At the same time, we have these zones, unmilled zones in Germany, which means cars which do not meet certain emission standards, those cars are banned from those areas. So it is pushing again the car manufacturers to meet those emission standards. Okay, stringent emission standards. So this is also pushing the cars towards the green innovation. All right. So at the same time, governments are giving subsidies for, for electric vehicle investment in electric vehicles, investment in, hydrogen fuel cells. Actually, in January 2026, 4,000 euros would be given as subsidies for the, for these electric and new cars. Not only new cars, but also for the used electric vehicles also. 4,000 euros in subsidies they're going to provide, which means whatever, customers are buying these cars, out of that, this much government would be bearing the, burden. Okay, so it kind of gives an incentives for the customers, for the people to buy these electric cars. So in India also they're doing the same thing right now. They have, we do not have this road tax thing on these electric vehicles. Did they completely ban, or do we have any small portion of road tax on these electric vehicles? Is there a road tax on electric vehicles in India? There are certain states which have completely exempted these things.
I
So
think
if
it varies state by state, sir.
yes,
There are
yes,
some concessions, but it varies.
it depends on state to state. See, if the government is coming up with these kind of policies, if they're saying that, road tax is exempted, you don't have to, incur that thing. Obviously, it is going to reduce your, cost of the car. So it kind of gives an opportunity for the consumers to buy those cars so that they're incurring less on the selling price. At the same time, sometimes what they say is whatever road tax that is being incurred, that won't be taxed as well. Okay, so these kind of exemptions also sometimes governments would be coming up with. This is kind of pushing the companies to buy these cars. So finally, this is what our POTUS diamond is. We had started with the factor conditions, which means, the kind of resources, the kind of labor, the kind of skilled workforce we were looking at, the education facilities we were looking at. And then demand conditions in terms of customers, right? They're expecting safety, they're expecting precision, they're expecting that, what else they were expecting? Performance. So again, because of all these factors, it has pushed the German manufacturers to come up with those precision cars. And then related and supporting industry, we have seen that Siemens company is supplying the PLCs so that it helps the BMW to manage their robot arms, right? The robot arms properly. And then we have Continental, which is supplying the tires to BMW. Again, these are of utmost quality. Firm strategy, they are focusing on differentiation. Whatever firm structure we had, in terms of governance or in terms of normal structure, the higher level people are from engineering background, right? Too much competition is there. Because of this competition, it is pushing the companies to come up with this excellence. Okay. At the same time, firm structure, you can think of how shall we enter into this country? Shall we get listed, or shall we, run as a family-owned business, something like that. Okay. So when will you be okay? Understood, right? So far.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
when will you be using this model is to understand how a particular country got that competitive advantage. It is not just because of the company, like solely BMW, we can't give the entire credit only to BMW. Why? Because, other related supporting industries were there. Customers are expecting these kind of precision cars, these performance cars, which has collectively pushed the companies which are operating in that country to come up with that quality cars. Okay. So this is our POTUS diamond, where we have understood why a specific country is best known for something. Okay.
Yes, sir.